Okay, I'm Tim. I work down in the lab.
He has a last name, sorry.
My last name is DeGear. I have an Associates in Applied Science. I'm A+ certified, and you guys are going to build a computer today. Talk to you first. We've got an empty case here. We've got all the components up here. I just want to talk to you, and then I'm going to pass them around. First, we have the motherboard. I'm sure you guys have already gone over this. It's like the basically everything else you have plugs into this. It makes everything talk together. You have your processor socket. That's where your processor is going to go. You have your memory modules. You have your spots where your IDE or newer ones that SATA cables. These are IDE cables to connect your hard drives, floppy drives, CD drives. Then you have expansion slots. This is an AGP slot where you put a high-powered graphics card in. These are PCI slots where you put things in like a sound card, a network card, any type of peripheral. Start over here. I'll pass these around. Thank you. Next, I'm sure you guys have covered this. The little processor. This is the actual brain of your computer that does all the work. Pretty insignificant. It has a series of pins in the back that connect it with the processor socket. They sell different motherboards that have different socket types, and there's different processors, AMD, Intel, so you have to, if you're shopping, you need to make sure that the processor you're buying fits in the motherboard you're buying. Processors get very hot. They have what's called a heat sink. Some of them that are beefier have fans nowadays. On the bottom of the heat sink or on the top of the processor, there's this stuff called thermal grease that allows it to conduct the heat better, and then the heat goes into these fins and dissipates. It's basically just a chunk of aluminum, just to dissipate heat like a radiator on your car. See, this guy with all the cords is your power supply. It's going to plug into your wall outlet, plugs in here, and then basically regulates the power flow to your computer so you don't send too much to one area. And then the power supplies come in all different wattages, so whenever you're shopping, whatever you get in your system, you need to make sure you get a power supply with enough juice to push it. Otherwise you'll get kind of like a brownout, your computer will crash or shut down because it's not getting enough power. Next up, we have the hard disk drive, where all your applications, operating system, and everything is stored. This is what they look like from the outside. From the inside, there are a series of platters, sort of like a floppy diskette. See, they have these individual cylinders in it, and a series of heads move in between them. They're called a fixed disk. They hold a lot more data than a removable disk, and are non-volatile, meaning when you turn the computer off, the information on the hard drive stays on the hard drive. The opposite of that is memory. Memory, whenever you launch an application, it basically loads the application from the hard drive into memory, which is much faster, but it is volatile, meaning whenever you turn off the computer, everything on these guys is lost. So if you have a Word document open, you haven't saved it, power goes out, it's gone. Whenever you say save, it takes it from memory, which is where the stuff on the screen is stored, writes it to the hard drive, then you turn off, it's there, and it's not going to turn back on. And last component, this is a video card. In its day, this was not bad. Nowadays, this is kind of a rinky-dink card. It has a heat sink on it also. It actually has its own little graphics processor. So whenever you're playing a video game or video editing and it needs to draw, it has its own little microprocessor on there that can draw faster, do graphics, math, things like that. Okay, now the fun part. You guys are going to come up here and put stuff together. And we're going to make this computer work, now that we've all seen it disassembled. You want to be lucky number one? Probably not, no ma'am. Let's do that motherboard first. This is kind of the trickiest part. You guys can all come up here if you want to check it out.
It's okay, Jeff, around. Hopefully at a comfortable distance if you're afraid of what's going on.
You're from Austin or you just did it? Okay. Okay, how this is going to go in, let's see, the back part here where all your ports are carried, which will go right here, and then you see these little raised divots here on the underside of this. It has, it's basically going to slide in and slide back. I'll try to pull the cords out of the way for you. Yep. Awesome. That's A plus.
So far.
Little processor, see right, the little processor, is it over here? Yeah, go back I am. No, that little processor's gonna have a little indicator on one corner on it, on the other side. A little arrow, that guy right there. And that little arrow is a little plastic arrow right here, and that's gonna line up with that. And then you're just gonna drop it in. And then that little lever goes down and latches and actually locks it. Lock it. And then that aluminum heatsink. Yeah. Basically, that's just gonna pop in one side under that divot and then snap down on the other. Everything with the computers is all color coded and everything pretty much only fits one way, so that's it. Good. Let's see, hard disk drive. Roll out, you want to put this in, Austin? It actually has these little rails on it, it's a Dell thing. It's gonna go in like this, and it's gonna slide right in this little slot here. Anywhere it'll fit. That's it, just drop it. Good. What else we got? Memory modules? Yeah. Now these are, again, you'll notice in the middle of these, they have this little divot right here. And in the memory slot, there's a little divot. You'll only click in one way. You try to put it in the wrong way, it won't fit. So basically, you're going to snap one in. That's backwards, it doesn't line up. Snap it in, both sides, and it'll click down. Go ahead. Beautiful. Work it out. Cool. I think the video card and the power supply probably done well.
Really need that power supply.
It's pretty important, yeah. Come on, buddy. That little guy, the port on the back is going to line up to the back of the PC. It's going to go in this green spot, and then at the front of this, that little divot right there, this little thing's going to snap in and hold it in place. Yeah, just like that. Oh, there you go with this thing. That's what locks it in place. That's it. Down and that will come down and hold it in. And then we just need the power supply. Metal box with a bunch of wires coming out of it. Somewhere. Aha. Go ahead and put something in yet. The power cord is going to go in this little hole right here, the little plug-in, and then it's going to slide in like that, and this little latch is going to slide it back and it's going to lock it in. And just slide it back. That's it. You're good. Let me just plug all this stuff in, and it all fits one way. There's only one little 4-port connector. There's only one 8-pin connector. It does vary from motherboard to motherboard, to power supply to power supply, but it's really, people think that it's complicated. It's not.
Told them I was confused, so it couldn't be that.
Do what?
Told them I was computer in the 6 or could be that. Not maybe 6.
It's actually more complicated than, because you had to do jumpers and stuff like that.
Yes, I've never done one.
And with your hard drive, you basically have 2 connectors, one that connects it to the motherboard, one that connects it to power.
There we go.
Dell logo? yeah, you guys just put together a computer